So,
Very good afternoon to everyone.
Varun, my first question is overall, with regards to a segment like this, what's the revenue expectation, from here, and what's the growth strategy?
So, the revenue expectations with the new launch that we've had, we've of course worked very hard on this category. It's a tough category, needed a lot of work to make sure that we're giving the right product to the consumer. So we're looking at about 30 crores in the first year, but looking at the category, since it's, going to be exploding in the coming years, it's currently 20 billion, poised to grow to 50 billion. We had to work very hard, and we have huge plans to make sure that we're a serious player in this category. It's usually considered a very fragmented category. So we've come up with a program, not just a product, so that we can be in the industry as a serious player, a long-term player, and get a good chunk of the business, keeping in mind the explosion in category that's happening.
But Varun, you mentioned about 30 crores in the first year, but a lot of pharma companies are also getting into the GLP-1 category. How different is it going to be versus this? And in terms of the margin profile, where does it stand and what percentage of your revenues will come from here?
Yeah, so of course, yeah, everyone's talking about GLP-1s, but the industry is so fragmented, as I mentioned. Not everyone can benefit from the same program or the same product, because someone might have a hormonal issue, someone might have a pregnancy weight loss to happen, someone might be sleep deprived, or gut health might be compromised. So one-stop solution might not work. And of course, GLP-1s have a lot of cost factors, side effects to be seen, a lot of muscle loss. So we've come up with a program where it is much more economical for the customer, safe, it's available as a food supplement, but still backed by science, clinical studies, and award-winning products. So one of our ingredients is coming from UK. It is a research product of Optibiotics. So it's patented and award-winning. And the probiotics that we are using, again, are first time in the country. These are exclusive to Morepen. They actually reach the intestine and not get destroyed in the stomach. These days everyone's talking about gut health, or everyone's talking about weight loss magic pills. But as a company, we made sure that it's a program with nutritional advice, with the app support, with something before the meal. So what's also unique is the pre-meal that we're giving. No other company is giving in India. And this pre-meal gives you, it reduces your cravings by 20%. And again, it is safe and natural, comes in 5 exciting flavors, has the probiotic, has the slim biome from Optibiotics UK, has FOS, has glucomannan, which is new to India, and of course some chromium as well. So it's very well thought of formulation for a pre-meal. So you have it before your meal, so you feel fuller and you still get your nutrition and gut health going. And similar to what GLP does, but much natural and safer way, and available, of course, without a prescription and a hole in the pocket. And then the other problem which we all face worldwide is in between meals, when we are on the go, when we are traveling or in the office or running late somewhere, and we're not able to get a meal, we end up picking up on a snack or a junk food. So we have a on the go meal which is packed with protein, vitamins, minerals, and still the ingredients from UK and Belgium.
Yeah.
So that you can have a healthy break in between. So the margins we are looking at, we were serious in the category, so we were keeping margins about 50 to 55%, which will be growing as we get more volumes.
Right.
But it's more for consumer and not a typical RX product.
Well, Mr. Suri, good afternoon, and thank you so much for joining us today. It's Puneet this side as well. So you did mention that, from the first year itself, you will be generating roughly 30 crores of revenue. How big of a market could this be for you specifically over the next 2 to 3 years? What is the kind of revenue contribution we can expect specifically from this product? And will this also be more of an international foray as well, or do you see a domestic market also in place in your plans for the next 2 to 3 years in terms of revenue contribution?
Yeah, thanks, Puneet. So, we are, since the category is going to explode to about 50 billion, we feel if we do a good job at it, the way we've come up with the program, we think the category itself, just one particular weight management category itself, can do great for us. So we're starting with 30 crores, humble 30 crores, but we feel that it can go to about 500 crores in the next 3 to 4 years. And that's why we worked very hard on the whole program of making it a 360-degree program. And as of now, we are focusing purely on India. Even though, of course, the opportunity for Dr. Morepen and the whole program with the app, with the customer support, nutrition and fitness guidance, it's a great program that we've come up with. So I'm not saying that it cannot go international, but as of now, the focus would be India.
Got that, Mr. Suri. Just one question also, because you recently raised 200 crores as well via QIP. Any kind of funds that's going to be allocated specifically for this product?
So this is going to be purely out of internal accruals, but of course, as Morepen, the QIP was more for the devices and the API business. But we're very, very serious about this category and overall Dr. Morepen. So we have big plans to make Dr. Morepen at least 1,500 crores in the next 5 to 7 years. We're going to be focusing a lot on the consumer, giving health in their hands and focusing on few key gaps in the market, like the weight management category. We saw it was big. Every fourth person in India is either obese or overweight, but the category was so fragmented and everyone was trying to give one solution, fit all to all. So we'll be very focused, few products, but big categories.
Right, few products but big categories is going to be your focus. Varun, from here on, another aspect that you've considered is backward integration, especially with regards to where your devices segment goes, right? Now, with all of this said and done, it has gone ahead and aided your margins, but how are you planning to compete with all the EMS companies who are getting into medical devices as well? What's going to be the strategy?
So, of course, in medical devices, we are investing more in our backward integration because we've seen the results so far. Our margins are increasing. We're able to penetrate deeper. So we're going to keep doing that in our medical devices and our formulation and API business. So it will, give us good benefits. And, in the future, we've done that hard work of backward integration, R&D. So it's going to keep continuing. I'm not saying it's going to stop. It's part of our business strategy to keep investing into R&D and backward integration. So I think good things because we have the head start in medical devices. We've been there from last 20 years. So not worried much about the competition, but very focused on, yes, backward integration and making sure we invest in R&D in the right big categories so we can get majority share.
Well, Mr. Suri, I think one of the other updates regarding the devices business that you have announced, and correct me if I'm wrong, you are demerging the medical devices business starting Q1 of FY26. Is that
Yes.
correct? And are you looking to list the same also in FY26, or will that? How would that transaction concur?
So as of now, devices sits in the parent company Morepen Labs. We are looking at seeing how to get the value for that category and make sure that this category can get all the support that it needs. But of course, at the right time, we'll be updating you on both the parameters that you asked for. About what's the plan to demerge or to hive off, and of course any plans of public not as of now, but of course we're seeing how to make sure that we are ahead of the game as we have been in the past, and what's the best route to do that. So it's going to be available for everyone soon. It's on the cards. It's in the plans.
Okay. Overall, if you see in terms of where the company's business focus goes, profitability has been the key for you. There has been a shift in strategy as well to focus on exports and reduce the domestic business. From here on, what's the target? Till what extent are you going to see exports taking over the domestic market? And what are the high yielding markets that you're going to focus on?
Yes. So for different divisions of ours, the priorities are different. So for example, for our Dr. Morepen OTC and nutrition division and devices division, India remains a big priority. And of course, for our APIs and finished dosages, where our focus is mostly regulated markets. So currently our exports contribute about 40 to 50%. I think they'll remain like that because we are focusing on both exports for APIs and formulations, and in India with devices and OTC. So we remain focused on both the industries, but export-wise, mostly regulated and semi-regulated markets will be the focus, because that's where we get long-term contracts and better margins for all the hard work that we do in the plants and in the R&D.